Afternoon then, welcome back to the vlog. Welcome to Dawes Galaxy Rebuild Part 4. Managed to get to see Neil yesterday in the end, and I've now picked up some brake outer casing stops, some STI, so gear cable outer casing and stops for those as well, and also the Tektro brakes have arrived through the post off eBay as well. So we'll turn you around and show you what we've got in the box or in the packet. Okay, so here we go. This is just what I've carried home. So we've got, that's old stuff. I just used that as a guide for length. So then we've got, that's to go from the rear derailleur to the stop on the frame for the STI cable casing. I don't know whether you can see there, got it in focus, there we are. So as you cut it, quite often it squashes the little wires over, so we'll have to get a sharpened bicycle spoke in there and open this up, get it back round again, and I'll show you how we do that, and I'll show you in closer detail the tool that I make to do that and how we do that. So that end's very similar, squashed as well. So that's outer casing STI for the rear derailleur. We've then got, if I can get it out of the packet, left housing, left TI lever housing to the frame stop, frame adjuster, the barrel adjuster. Get your position right. I'm trying to balance the camera here on my jumper. And then that's another piece for the right. That was just a piece that I've got for the other bike, for the Goth, that again I was using as a length guide when I was cutting them in the shot. And then in here there's one dropping out. We've got, that's a brake cable stop. So the metal ones are the brake cable stops. So I think I've got four of those, and then the plastic ones are the STI stops. 6 of those. So one for either end of these. So 6 of those, just 4 of those we need. So then in this packet we've got the Tektro brake system, CR720 cantilever brakes front and rear. There we are. So we'll get those on the Galaxy frame as well, get those all set up. So now we've got everything we need to be able to get the bike moving now. I tell a lie. We've still not got the cassette, but I have got another 9-speed cassette that I could use as a temporary measure. But having said that, Neil reordered the cassette that came wrong today, so hopefully that'll arrive tomorrow. Today's Thursday, by the way. So it's just lunch at the moment from work. I'm home from lunch. Hopefully at some point tomorrow I'll manage to get some done on the Galaxy. I'm not going to open this packet now because the bits will just go everywhere. But you should be able to see in there we've got the springs, all the different cables and calipers and brake pads, and everything we need is in this pack. Come on and say hello. There we are. He's a good girl. Hello. So this is Hazel. Hazel had to have a tooth out at the vet yesterday, so she's got a sore mouth and she's on a soft diet. Come on. You're going to come back, say hello. Come on. You was a bit spaced out last night, weren't you? You were a bit spaced out last night. The brother's asleep upstairs. Afternoon. Welcome to Duncan's Den of Magic. Thanks, Frosty. Good name, that. We'll get a better sign than that made up. So, welcome to part 4 of the Dawes Galaxy rebuild again, because I've already welcomed you once for that. We're going to crack straight on. Okay, so I think it was in the last video I said I'd show you how I make one of the little tools that we're going to need when you cut the brake cable and gear cable outer to poke in and get it round again, get it clear. So I always keep old spokes. You see this one's dirty and old and well used, so if I dismantle a wheel or you break a spoke or whatever, these are useful to keep, very useful to keep. So we're just going to cut a section off, cut it in half. Obviously if they're snapped and broken you can just use what you've got. So we're just going to clamp that in the vise. We probably want about that sort of length there that we've got sticking out the end here. And then we've got a pair of pliers. And we're just going to snip that off. There we go. Now I've got to find it because it's gone buried down here somewhere. There it is. So, a bit of spoke. Just making sure you can see it. So, a bit of bicycle spoke. Keep that bit to one side because we might need that. And what we're going to do, so turn the grinder on and we're just going to sharpen one end. So put it on the grinder. If I pull you up so you can see as I lean forward, if I position myself here, so I'm rotating the spoke as I put it on the side of the grinder. There we are, so you can see we've got to turn that off. So you can see we've got a nice point on the end of that now. Doesn't need to be too sharp. And then the other end, we're going to sort the other end as well. Although that end is probably okay as it is. But it's useful to have a blunter end on this end. We're going to turn that end into a flat. So we're just going to put it on the vise there and bash it. So now we've got like a flat. Needs to be flatter than that. Do it again. There we are. So we've got a flat on one end and a spike on the other. We're just going to grind the flat. There we go. So we want one of the outers on here. Get rid of that one. Nice new one. And then there's one in there as well. We'll have a new one for there. There. So there's the new ones of those. So we just drip a little bit of oil onto this housing, onto the cable, sorry. Be enough. Don't need a lot there. Pull this up. Just helps lubricate the inside of the housing. Make sure that's under there. We'll get our red insulation tape again. Right. Make sure that's up. That's it. So we can put that down. That round here. So that's okay. Bit more oil on the back. So it needs to be about here. Feed that through. There we are. Leave that loose. So we'll put some grease on the mounting bosses. So I had to have a break. I had to have an enforced break because the battery went flat on the camera. So I was upstairs reviewing all the footage on the computer, and I'm going to have to discard a lot of the footage because the shot frame was just rubbish. It was basically the floor. The camera must have moved. So what you've missed, what I've done is I've got the front cantilevers on, set up the front brake, put the mudguard on. I've got a front wheel in roughly with just a cyclocross tyre for now. Again, I've got a cyclocross wheel in the back now just to set the rear brake. I had to put different cantilevers than planned on the rear because the ones I bought were too tight on the bosses. These shorty ones that I've got, which aren't set at the moment, so that's not gripped there. I've got that to do. We just got the wheel in. This is the next job. So I was about to do this and then the battery went flat. So let's get this done. So get these brake pads set as well. To that side, let's look at this side. That's too low. So again, here the audio file has been corrupted for some reason, which is really frustrating. And what I'm doing here is I've got the STI cable outer casing that's been cut. I've got the sharpened bicycle spoke that we made earlier, and I'm just making sure that both ends of this piece are open and clear where it's squashed the plastic inner. So we're just poking that clear, and then checking that the cable goes through, feeding the cable through. That's a new stainless steel cable. It went through, so we're getting the plastic end ferrules, pushing those on. One on one end, one on the other. Get the little hammer and tap those home. Make sure they're fully seated. Bang, 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 bang. Tap, 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 tap. And then put the spoke down, pick up the oil, feed the cable through. Getting ahead of myself, we didn't pick the oil up. Feed the cable through. This is the left shifter, so this is the front cable. Make sure that the end nipple's fully seated in the lever. And just holding the tension on the cable, checking the operation of the lever, making sure it's working. Now I've got the oil, and we're just lightly putting a little drip of oil on the cable where it's going to run inside the housing, just helping to lubricate it. Put the oil down, feed the cable into the outer, and then up to the housing, and just slide it up and down a few times, and just make sure that that is the oil spread around. Seat it in the lever and feed it down through the frame. So right there, and the other ones. Same on the rear side. Pick the best end, poke it through. This is just off cut. Then make it bigger. There we go. Right. Hammer. Get the ferrules on. Push them down. Right down. That one. Okay, another cable. Through from this side again. Make sure that's seated. Bit of oil again. This one's long one. That one. Down for the adjuster. Seat that in there. Underneath there again. Bit of oil on this last bit. Bit there. down through the hole in the mechanism, get that seated. So clamp this one up. Let's give that a good pull. Right. Obviously, no cassette, no chain yet. So next job is we'll get the rear mudguard fitted. Cassette should be here, so I should be able to pick that up tomorrow. Then we can stick the chain on. Just stretching it, making sure everything's seated. So you can see it's gone slight now, so it's just getting things to seat. So take the slack out of there again. Do it this way, I can get hold of it better. There we are. Right. Snip that. Right, let's do rear mudguard. Get the bridge on. Let's do it roughly first. So right, 6mm. Make sure that goes through the hole now. There we go. Get it back through the hole. There we go. It's better length now. And lock that. So. Got to trim these bits, but we'll do that in Neil's shop. Right, so tomorrow we'll swap the tyres, get the wheels on we're going to use, get the cassette on, get the chain on, pedals on, ride it up the road, just check the position of the bars, then we'll get the bars taped, then we're done. So almost there now, so that's it for part 4, see you later.